Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 20th to the 30th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries. November 20th to the 30th, 2021 Aries, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Emperor, which is us shining through at our root, and we have the world. We're really finding this place that we want to stand within our world, within the way that we're progressing forward. We're also showing ourselves more to the world, so that's a really great place to be. Then we have our inner selves. We have the Lovers, Gemini energy. If we have Gemini within our natal chart, that's coming through very closely and very powerfully within our inner selves. Also, if we have Geminis within our lives, they're coming through very powerfully in our inner selves. Then we have the Eight of Wands. Everything is changing, and this is around work and career and the way that we're moving forward and the way that we see ourselves and the way that we see our prosperity and our success. There's something about like falling in love with our careers again, falling in love with our passion, with what we desire. And there's also a sense of fulfillment really coming forward. Then we have our inner selves, our emotional selves. We have the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So the Seven of Cups is what we dream of. The Eight of Swords is being way too much in our own head. So we have to be very mindful of this during this time. The public arena, we have the King of Wands as us coming through. Again, we're represented by the Emperor in the major arcana. We're represented by the Wands in the minor arcana. We have the Eight of Wands coming through again. So there's this real sense of strength, not of strength, but of taking things very seriously. Now we have the Strength card coming through, and so there is a sense of strength here, but we take things so seriously that it's almost going to be that we see strength as force. And what Spirit always wants to remind us of is that it's not the brute force of things. It's not the way that we're able to push things forward and make things happen. It's the way that we're able to connect with ourselves and connect with our karmic destiny, with the reason why we're here on this earth, and really see what it is that we desire and where it is that we want to be. It's a bigger picture sort of strength than it is being being in the moment and being able to lift, something very, very heavy. So what we're going to see here is that our hearts are being tested in one way or another during this time. And we're needing to call on the strength of ourselves, but also of the strength of the power of being able to be malleable, being able to, kind of look at things and see things in a different light, in a different passion, in a different way forward. It moves us to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the Death card. Now we are in Scorpio energy during this time. So there is a need to be mindful of the Scorpio energy that is around us, the secrets that start to come forward, the way that we're connecting with the spiritual world and the earthly plane. So that part is going to come in quite powerfully. There's also a need here to be very mindful of the secrets that are being kept, or the secrets of the world around us and of people around us. We're not going to know all the truth all the time. And that's going to be something that we might find aggravating and not right, but it's also going to be something that is a powerful part of this time, and the sense of don't take everything at face value. We then have our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is flexibility. This is the sacral chakra. And this is a sense of being able to embrace the flexibility of our souls, of ourselves, of the way that we move forward. The sacral chakra is where our creative energy and our sexual energy is held, as well as, of course, our sensual energy. But it's also the place where a lot of the trauma from this lives and past lives are held. So what we're going to see here is a flexibility with who we are, a flexibility with who we were, a flexibility with the way that we're moving forward, but also the way that we're stepping into our bodies. We're stepping into ourselves. We're looking at the greater picture and the greater desire of what we want and how we're moving forward in our lives. This moves us to us. During this time, we're coming through very powerfully. We're seeing ourselves in a new way. It can be that we're embracing our voice more and more. It can be that we're becoming fed up with certain things and we're thinking, no, I'm not taking that anymore. I need to move forward in a way that is right for me. And it brings us to the world. The world is opening up for us, but we're also starting to see where we want to be within the world. Everybody always thinks of success as being the, big CEO or the big shark in the big city and having that sort of success. That's what, TV portrays, and that's what we tend to think of as success. If you don't have that life, then you're not really living. But what Spirit is saying here is that success comes through in many different ways. We have to look at the way that we're stepping into the world and the way that we're claiming our own destiny and our own selves as, is this right for me? Is this right for me? Is this able to move me forward? Is this able to have me embrace what I desire and what I want and where I need to be within my life? If yes, then that's wonderful. If no, then where do I need to change it? What do I need to connect with? How do I need to move forward? And it brings us then to the Eight of Wands. We're going to see things moving very quickly here. We're going to see ourselves changing. We're going to see ourselves being pushed forward in a direction that we didn't think we'd be pushed forward in. The Eight of Wands is like, ready or not, here it comes. Ready or not, things are expanding, things are developing, things are being pushed forward in a very real way and in a very, Spirit is saying here, positive way, but we might not necessarily see it as positive as it's happening because we're being pushed out of our comfort zone. We're being pushed out of the place that we thought we would be. And now we're looking at things in a more realistic way for us, but also in a more honest way for the way that we're moving forward in our lives and what we're developing and why we are embracing this certain aspect of our lives. So the Eight of Wands is ready or not, here it comes. And it happens internally. It also happens externally. So we're going to see the internal and the external world very much mirroring each other during this time. We're embracing our passion. We need to say, what do I love? And why do I love it? Now, work can be what pays the bills, what keeps the food on the table and the lights on. And that's admirable. It doesn't need to be our passion. But we need to be embracing our passion. We need to be falling in love with life, whether that's at work or whether that's a side project or something we do off the clock that makes us feel fulfilled. Or else we're going to feel like zombies. We're going to feel like it's the same day, same thing, just going through the motions. And that we can't do, because we're represented by Mars in the planetary lineup. We're represented by the god of war, Aries. We're named after the god of war, and Mars, of course, is also the god of war. What we're going to see here is we need that change. We need that challenge. If we don't have it, then the passion isn't there. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. We need to talk. We need to communicate. We need to say what we love, if not to anybody else, then to ourselves. Because as we're communicating it, we're starting to see what we desire, where we want to be, how we're moving forward. We're starting to see the bigger picture. And if we don't say anything, how will we ever know? How will we ever, make the jump, make the move to go after what we want? It moves us to the Seven of Cups. It moves us to this place of our heart saying, what do you dream of? And why are you keeping your dreams locked away? Now it's time to embrace our passion, embrace what we are excited about, embrace what we don't want, embrace what we do want, and really look at the way that we're moving forward. Here is passion guiding us. Here's our dreams coming forward and saying, why have you forgotten about me? Why did I get put on the back shelf? And yes, life brings with it responsibilities. And sometimes we fall into bed just so exhausted, we can't even remember to brush our own teeth. Just responsibilities take over. They do. They really do. But here Spirit is saying, remember your dreams. Remember the things that set your heart on fire before responsibilities weight us down. Because if we're not connecting with our passion during this time, if we're not connecting with our dreams, if we're not connecting with ourselves, we're going to feel like this is all a farce. And we're going to feel as if we can't work towards what we really want because we don't even know what we really want anymore. It brings us to the Eight of Swords. We are going to have a tendency to overthink and overthink and overthink. We have the repeat of the number 8 3 times. And the repeat of the number 8 is telling us that we will overthink everything. We will take everything way too seriously. We will look at 15 million different angles. Now, this could mean that we're very smart about things and very practical about things. Use that part of the number 8 numerology to guide us forward. That smart practicality, that feet firmly planted on the ground. It's great for business. But the sense of being too invested, of if my work doesn't move forward the way that I want to, I'm obviously a failure. That's what Spirit's telling us to not invest in, to look at things and say, everybody has hiccups. Everybody has things not go the way they want to. I need to be kind to me. I need to be powerful for me. And the Eight of Swords is just being way too much in our own heads. It's being overwhelmed. It's looking at things in a very different way than we have looked at things before. It is, well, maybe not in a different way, but in a much more critical, harsh way. That could be the way that we talk to ourselves. That could be our normal narrative within our own mind. And that's why Spirit is saying to us, come to yourself with love. Speak to yourself the way that you would speak to a dear friend, not the way that you would speak to somebody that you just don't care about or that you think needs the really tough love to push them forward. Here, with the Eight of Swords, we're going to see our mind evolving. We're going to see ourselves looking at things, but we're also going to start to come to the realization, if we're looking at things openly and honestly with ourselves, that we've been tethering ourselves back, that we've been denying ourselves, that we've been keeping ourselves in a box or in a corner because of fear, because of a sense of, well, what if I reach for this goal and I fail? What if I go after this and I just can't do it? And what Spirit is saying here, yes, the loss of a dream, that is a terrible thing. And it will always be a terrible thing. It's almost better never to have it. But don't we want to try? Don't we want to try and say, okay, well, that didn't work for me. I can't do it like that, but I can do it like this. I can move forward like this. And I start to see and embrace and understand why I'm here and where I'm going and what I desire. And it's getting out of our own way to be able to do so. And it moves us to the King of Wands. This is us. This is us taking action. We're going to be very action prone during this time. We're going to look at things and say, okay, if it's not moving, it has to go. If it's not going after, what I need, what I want, my goals and my passions, it needs to be out of here. And the King of Wands has us really looking at why we're moving forward, why we're going after this, what it is that we desire and where it is that we want to be. There's a sense of fire. There's a sense of determination. And we're really clicking into it. It's like we're plugging in to this energy. And we have that fire and we have that determination. And we are stubborn and driven and focused and insightful. But this is also a time where we start to say, okay, fire and determination, I'm focusing you. I'm using you instead of like this big kind of heat to warm up everything just a little bit. I'm using you as this laser to move me forward, to solder away, to connect what really needs to be connected. And we're going to find ourselves focusing on things that people might say, oh, well, that's a little thing. but it's going to be a linchpin thing. It's going to be a thing that connects everything, that holds everything together. And then we'll move on to the next thing. So during this time, from the 20th to the 30th, we're going to find that we look at things and we're going to start to be able to pinpoint where things are going wrong. And other people might not see it. They might be like, well, why are you wasting your time there? And it's our immediate reaction is going to be, it's not a waste of time. This is what needs to be done. Because once this is settled, then the doors start to open. Then I can start to see myself moving forward more and more and more. And it brings us to the Eight of Wands. It's like once we have that energy of super laser focus, all of a sudden, again, things start to change. And here we have communication. We are communicating with ourselves what we want, but we're also seeing ourselves pushed out of our comfort zone, pushed out of the place of, just repetition and boredom and frustration to a place of, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I handle this? Can I move forward this way? Can I embrace this? And what Spirit is saying is that, yes, we can. And as we're being pushed forward, it's taking strength. But it's not the strength of, you will do what I say because I said so. It's the strength of the courage of the heart. It's the strength of the connection of our emotions and what we desire and the way that we want to move forward. And that really tuning into ourselves and seeing ourselves. The strength comes from the heart. It's kind of like those little old ladies. I always think of strength as my great-grandmother, who was 98 years old when she passed away, but yet one of the strongest women I've ever known. And she didn't have big muscles. She was she wasn't very, very short, but she was like maybe 5 feet tall at most. And she was just this passionate, beautiful, fiery, determined person who kept going. And that's what we're embracing here. We're not embracing that strength where you go, oh, wow, that person could bench lift, a car. We're going, or bench press, there we go. That's how you say it, bench press a car. We're going to see here, it's like, it's the strength of my heart. It's the strength that maybe we didn't even know we had. And it starts coming forward. And we start kind of taking risks on ourselves. We start believing in ourselves. We start saying, I'm enough and I'm powerful and I get to move forward in passion and determination and focus for what I love. And it brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And it's the Prince of Pentacles. It's understanding that a lot of words are going to be covered during this time by the lust of money, that people are going to try and sabotage so that they can get ahead and that we can't. And so this is going to be a time where our instincts are going to be something we really need to follow. But it's also going to be a time where we're being pushed in a certain direction. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. And also it's not to be paranoid, but don't take anybody at their word. Understand that they're going to be saying something to push themselves forward. And we need to be focusing on the way that we're moving ourselves forward. It brings us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. And there's a real sense here of, I'm embracing my power. I'm embracing my determination. I'm, channeling myself. I'm listening to my gut and I'm moving me forward. And as we're embracing this, it moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, which is the Hermit. And this is Virgo energy. This is a sense of something monumental has been guarded for a really long time within us. Something powerful has, we've built a wall between us and it. And that wall is starting to crumble as we connect, as we understand, as we move our hearts forward. And it brings us to our subconscious inner self. And that is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is this sense of, I'm going to be facing battles that I faced before. And I'm going to need to win. And as I win, I take my victory. So in medieval times, if you won against an opponent, right, in a tournament, let's just say, you would take their weapons, you would take their armor, you could take their horse, you could bankrupt somebody just because they lost a tournament. And nobody said, oh, well, that's not fair. Shake hands, good sport, well done, let's move forward from there. It would be, this is your right. And if the person wasn't willing to lose it, they shouldn't have fought against it. And if you gave the person back their sword, you would be seen as beyond the realms of weak, that somebody else would attack you because you just weren't strong enough to stand. This is going to be a time where we're taking in kind of that mentality of, I need what I have acquired through the battles that I have been through. And I've acquired knowledge and strength and insight and ideas and weapons only fit for nobility. And as I am arming myself with this, as I am taking in this insight and this power, I'm not saying, oh, well, this is mean of me. I'm saying this is where I need to stand in my power and in my determination and not let myself fall prey to anybody else. And it sounds harsh to say, but it is going to be something that is, deeply, deeply powerful for us as we move forward, especially in business, especially in our career, especially when it comes to money. It's like, this is what I need, this is why I'm needed, and I'm not backing down. And so it can make us formidable, most definitely, but it also makes us willing to ask for that raise that we need, willing to go after what we desire and call things out when they're not right. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self, and that's the Two of Pentacles. We're balancing everything. The only problem is, and if you could see under my thumb, is that we're not balancing ourselves. We have this eternal prosperity around us, but emotions are raging. And if we don't tune in to who we are and what we want and why we're here and what we're developing and desiring, we will find ourselves dropping everything because we wind up getting sick, we wind up getting hurt, we wind up burning out in one way or another. And that's just not good for us. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that is the Knight of Wands. And here it says impulsiveness. Yes, we're going to be a little bit impulsive when it comes to the change because we have so much energy pushing us forward. Think things through. Don't be ridiculously impulsive. But also knowing that I'm defending my king. Knights defend kings. Knights move us forward. We're moving forward in our career. This is very much focused on our career, of getting out of our own heads, looking at what we've been dreaming of, seeing where we want to stand within the world, not just the expectations of others. And as we do this, we start to fall in love with our lives again. We start to find passion, and we start to really move ourselves forward. And this is what we've been fighting for. This is what we've been aligning ourselves with. This is what's the game changer. And it's a powerful game changer. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and intensity of this time and of our passion. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.